What's going on, guys? Buff Metal Justin here with another video. Just wanted to give a quick crossover event here between two of my favorite mediums. In my hand, we have Cannibal Corpse's Eaten Back to Life. One of the most striking things about this is the extremely graphic nature of the album cover, right? When you look at this thing, it's a zombie eating itself alive. It's, you know, obviously the album title is Eaten Back to Life. It's this really horrific kind of visual. And then when you listen to the music, you know, shredded humans, edible autopsy, born in a casket, bloody chunks, skull full of maggots. Goddamn, dude, you are really sucked into a world. But despite, you know, the music being pulverizing and, you know, obviously all the accolades that go with describing any Cannibal Corpse album, there is one thing that I think often gets overlooked, and that is the album cover. So from here, we go to the iconic Butchered at Birth album cover, which, you know, can you imagine how repulsed people must have been at the time of this coming out? I can see why there was all that legal, you know, whatever over for what Cannibal Corpse was doing, but, dude, just look at these album covers, man. To be honest with you, if I'm really being frank about it, when I started getting into metal, these album covers were what did it for me. Tomb of the Mutilated, of course. Look at the album cover, man, and just tell me that you would not, if you had never seen anything like this, you wouldn't, tell me you wouldn't be like, what the fuck am I looking at if you were to see that in stores? It's absolutely mind-blowing stuff. So, you know, I always loved that scene in the Centuries of Torment, or whatever it's called, in the Cannibal Corpse documentary, where they interview the artist behind the covers, Vincent Locke. And in a lot of ways, I consider him one of the unofficial members of Cannibal Corpse. If you didn't have Vincent Locke album covers, you know, I think the band would be totally different. I don't know if you guys know this, but Buff Metal Justin, big comic book guy, right? So check this out. As I'm at a shop recently, and you know, same deal. I love same thing in comics as I do my music, horror, blood, gore, all that stuff. They're telling me they get a shipment in of these new zombie comics. So I'm like, oh yeah, man, word. Like, let me go check that out, see what that is. And then they have this DEADWORLD, and I'm like, oh shit, man, that looks pretty good. In the top corner, it says "Not for Wussies," which was really the selling point for me. I was like, not for wussies. I'm not a wussy, man. I want to see what that is. So I get this bitch, and I'm reading it. And much to my surprise, as I'm looking at the album cover, I'm like, holy shit, Vincent Locke. This is Vincent Locke's comic book, you know, before he was in Cannibal Corpse. And, dude, I had like a oh shit moment. And so I'm looking at this, and I'm like, how freaking cool is that I found Vincent Locke's comics from the 80s? You know, I don't know how much of a role this would have played him, you know, in him getting the part with Cannibal Corpse, but I wonder if any of them were reading the shit and they saw it and, you know, they were like, oh yeah, we gotta hire that guy. But regardless, man, super cool find. There's so many cool connections, man, in the world of metal, dude, that, like, the music is one thing, and obviously that comes first, right? Before making videos, before, you know, any side shit, the music will always come first. I haven't put a video out in a minute because, honestly, in the little free time that I do have, I dedicate it to the music. I'm making the music. That's what I am before all things, right? But I do love a good side project. You know what I mean? A good side quest, right? And when I found this, I was like, holy shit, I just bought one copy of it. So I ran back to the store and grabbed a whole bunch more of these DEADWORLD comics. And I haven't read too much of them, but holy shit, man. I was like, I cannot believe that this whole time Vincent Locke had comics. And, like, you know, it's not obviously Cannibal Corpse material, but it's Cannibal Corpse adjacent. I don't know, man. I think it's cool. I think it's a really cool thing. And if you have any inclination to be into comics or anything like that, you know, this might be a cool thing to check out, man. The artwork in here is really off-the-wall, cartoony, and zany. If you want a good lowdown on what this actually is, you should check out the Cartoonist Kayfabe. They did a video on DEADWORLD, and they kind of break down, like, Vincent Locke's art style, and, man, that channel's just great. I love it, so I wanted to give them a shout-out as well, R.I.P. at Piscor. But, yeah, I thought this was really cool to find. So, what do you guys think? Do you have any, what's your favorite kind of, you know, metal adjacent material? Some metal books, metal comics, metal movies. You know, maybe I'll do a video on that coming up. But yeah, man, it's really cool seeing what else is going on in the world of metal besides the metal itself. So anyways, check out DEADWORLD, guys. If you can, by freak chance, get a copy of this shit, man, it's really cool and fun, and, you know, it's super weird. So, and it's super cool to see Vincent Locke doing something outside of his work with Cannibal Corpse. So Shout out to Vincent Locke. Shout out to DEADWORLD. Shout out to Cartoonist Kayfabe. Go check their video out on this. And yeah, keep on rotting in the free world. Peace.